Picking an occupation in Project Zomboid will have a huge impact on your playthrough. They provide you with various bonuses, some of them even completely unique to them, and unobtainable otherwise. Lumberjack, for example, gives you a permanent plus 25% axe swing speed, which gives you unmatched melee DPM. Or Fishing Guide, which gives you a huge foraging bonus for bait. Or Veteran, which makes you immune to panic. Well, isn't that great? You're getting aiming and reloading levels and your Ultra Brave, which gives you better aim. Sign me up. What's the points cost? Oh. Yeah, so you start with 16 less points compared to unemployed. Fortunately, you can take negative traits to balance it out. Except for those panic-related traits that would really come in handy right now. My point is, this sucks. But wait, hear me out. It's 16 points for plus 2 aiming, plus 2 reloading, and immunity to panic, with a hidden foraging radius bonus which is admittedly quite large. It also gives you immunity to discomfort caused by wearing armor and masks, but we'll get to that later. Well, the occupation is incredibly specialized. It's all about gunplay against large amounts of zombies early on. It doesn't do much long term when you have access to beta blockers, and it doesn't really help much against small groups of zombies. And I'll be honest, it's not really that great even for its intended purpose. The high cost means that even with the golden 5 negative traits, you end up with only 13 trait points to spend, and that's not really a lot. You could take athletic and dexterous, but you won't be able to fit in any strength bonuses. And you can't take claustrophobic nor fear of blood, which usually would be the go-tos for gun-based playthroughs. That means you'll probably end up picking illiterate and a bunch of other negatives just to pay for what you want, which is fine if you actually intend to quit your run after 2 weeks, but it sucks later on. In other words, this occupation is quite horrible for any longer playthroughs. But wouldn't that mean that overall it's just a unique and fun gun profession for fast runs? Unfortunately, there's competition. Police Officer gives you plus 4 aiming, plus 1 reloading and, importantly, plus 1 nimble. It also costs 4 points less than Veteran, and those 4 points can be spent on the Brave trait, which significantly decreases panic gain. Now, you might be wondering, but how does this change anything? You end up with the same cost but worse panic decrease. Actually, Brave is not exclusive with Fear of Blood. And that's a free pick, considering you won't get bloody when fighting with firearms. Thus, you're actually having a much cheaper start. What's also notable is that aiming levels are way more important than reloading levels, and starting with plus 4 in aiming and plus 1 in reloading is infinitely better than plus 2 in both, especially because plus 4 aiming gives you a 166% XP gain multiplier, while plus 2 only gives 133%. For comparison, plus 1 gives 100% and starting with none gives 25%. That's because reloading can easily be leveled up without spending any resources or without any risk, and fairly quickly too. In other words, not only is Veteran a poor choice long term, it also gets kind of outclassed by Police Officer. You can also ignore Brave altogether and instead try to play around Panic with beta blockers and vision manipulation, all while staying long term friendly. Last thing to touch on is the Veteran's Armor bonus. I've had people mention it in my comment section before, so I'll address it properly here. Short answer is that it doesn't matter. Long answer. Armor gives you resistance to scratches and bites while slowing down your movement speed, swing speed, or both. Consider this. The best way to avoid being bitten is keeping your distance and using careful movement, preferably with high nimble. Wearing armor makes it harder to do this effectively, while also decreasing your overall damage output when using melee weapons. That's why you'll rarely see good players using armor. Mobility beats armor most of the time. That's not to say armor is completely useless. It can save your life after all, and in some rare situations it will work like it's supposed to. However, When faced with multiple zombies attacking you at the same time, no armor will ever save you, and thus it's better to play without it anyway. But all of that doesn't even matter in veterans' case, because the occupation is entirely based on shooting the targets, meaning they won't even get close to you in the first place. Why do you need armor if everything dies before they get in close? Finally, it's fine if it's your favorite occupation. After all, everything has its place, and becoming a fire-spewing juggernaut wearing full SWAT armor is certainly an appealing concept. Just know that if you like guns, you might want to try police officer instead. That's about it. Like, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for the next video. Have a great day.